here with Marlene Maier to preview the 2019 Concordia women's tennis season. There was a couple of events back in the fall, but the obviously large majority of the season here is yet to come as we record this. You decided to make Concordia your home for this school year, and obviously you've known Nikita Kostakov from being at Alcorn State. What are some other things that maybe went through your mind as you made the decision to transfer here?
Well, I think one of the main reasons why I wanted to come to Concordia was that I heard really good things about the education here. And I'm a computer science major, so I heard good things about that program specifically. So that was a big reason too.
Well, you're coming over from a NCAA Division I school, so that could be intimidating for your teammates, just seeing that. What has that process been like, though, of developing new relationships and friendships with your new teammates?
I think it's worked really good. I mean, this year we have a lot of new players. Like, I'm a transfer, but we also have a lot of freshmen. So I think the whole team atmosphere maybe is a little bit different than from last year, from what I understand. And I think that we're starting to really like get to know each other well, even though we're many people, but the atmosphere is really coming together and everyone is really enjoying each other.
And initially you had to make a decision, I guess, to go to Alcorn State for college. You're from Sweden, so what was that decision like, just to come over to the U.S.? Was it just a matter of getting a scholarship to play tennis, but what went into it?
I think the main reason I wanted to go to the U.S. in the first place was to play tennis. I had some friends that also play tennis, and they got scholarships to go to the U.S. different places, and I just found it very appealing, the whole experience to play and to experience a new culture, a new country, and also get to study here and get an education. So that was the main reason, and I was looking for full scholarship, and I wanted to go to Division I if possible. So yeah, that worked out well.
What were some of the biggest differences or some of the things that you'd adjust to going there that were a lot different for you?
Well, first of all, just like the culture in general, I think, and also because Alcorn State is in Mississippi, so it's like south, and that's also different from here in Nebraska. But of course there is a general difference from the culture in Sweden. I think the social aspect of the culture is very different, and I've had to adjust to that, and but I really like the culture here.
What was your experience like just playing tennis at Alcorn State, and maybe you can give a few details about what kind of success you had there?
Well, it was very tough. Division I mean, is always going to be tough no matter what school you play. There are really no weak Division I schools, and in Mississippi there are many, or around Mississippi there are many ranked schools, nationally ranked, so we played a few of those, which was really, really tough, but it was good experiences. So I think it was just a big difference from playing tennis at home in tournaments to coming to play college tennis, and also to have the team aspect of tennis instead of just playing individually. My freshman year, I really had to fight to be in the lineup and to prove myself. And then after that, I kind of built my confidence, and then I started playing better and better, and I really grew, especially in my mentality on the court during the years that I was there. So that was, I grew a lot from that.
Well, then you get here. Once you're here in Seward, what are your first impressions of your new surroundings here?
Well, I actually drove up here from Mississippi, so I saw all the different areas on the way, and when I got here I visited before, so I had already seen it. But I just really like the small community here in Seward. It's really like nice. Everyone is really friendly, but you still like have everything you need here. And then also, of course, you have a big city very close. But I really like the whole small like the small community aspect, and yeah, the friendliness of everyone.
Well, back in the fall, as we mentioned, you did compete in some matches for Concordia. There was a kind of a conference invite. How satisfied were you with what took place back then?
I'm satisfied, but I want always to do better. So my goal was obviously to win the tournament, and I couldn't really finish off the way I wanted in the final match. But I'm just looking to, you know, grow and to do better next time. So.
Well, you've kind of immediately been at the number one position at Concordia. How would you embrace just having that type of, maybe a little bit of pressure in your first season here?
Yeah. Well, of course it's pressure, but I think just my experience from my last 3 years has really like taught me to not to stress out about those kind of things. So I think I've embraced it good so far. Of course there's a work in progress, and I always need to, you know, not to feel too much pressure and just play my game. But I think the experience really helps.
How about what were some of the reasons why you wanted to play tennis? Did you play any other sports? I mean, what's your background like there?
I started playing tennis when I was around 6 years old, I think, and I started playing soccer too. I think I tried out some other sports, but I think why I started with tennis because my dad is interested in tennis. He hasn't really played himself, but he enjoys watching it and just enjoys the sport. So I think he was the one who got me into it, and after a few years I was playing both soccer and tennis, and then I decided to just go full on with tennis because I liked it more. Yeah, and then I was competing all the way up to my teenage years before I came to college.
Well, as we talk here today, it's just a few days from a match this week. What are some of the goals that you have for yourself and maybe for this team this year?
Well, obviously the goal for the team is to win GPAC championships. That would be really amazing, and then maybe get to go to nationals if we win. And yeah, I think since, like I said before, since we have a lot of new players in the teams, it's going to be really interesting to see what we can do. And since I came in the fall, I've seen, I think everyone has improved a lot, really thanks to our coaches, and I think if we keep improving like this, we're going to have a real good chance of winning GPAC.